question and ask both of you. There's a question from Alok, which is quite interesting. There's a whole lot of questions around, can India and China really trust each other and become strategic partners? I'm going to skip that because I think you have actually addressed that in terms of the tactical versus the strategic and so on. But there's an interesting question from Alok here, which is, where do you see the center of global thought and innovation leadership shifting over the coming years, given that the US, and I would kind of provoke this back to you, given that US seems to be bent upon giving up its leadership in scientific innovation, thought, research, and being the place for the best talent? Where do you think the centers would come?
Well, my answer is two-part. Part one, never underestimate the US.
Okay.
Because in the history of the US shows that whenever everyone thinks it's down, it bounces back. So there is in the American political system thrives on Darwinian contestation. And right now, the Darwinian contestation in the American political system is at an all-time high. And that actually strengthens the American system. So even though the universities are clearly being pummeled, they'll bounce back, and US will be very extremely innovative. But the other pole of growth and innovation, clearly, again, miles ahead of anybody else, will be China. And I was in Shenzhen last week or 2 weeks ago, and I went to visit a robotics factory there. And I watched the robots dance. I mean, what the Chinese are capable of doing in many of these areas is, again, quite stunning. And as you know, no one expected in AI that the Chinese would come up with DeepSeek. And so the amount of investment, I mean, in terms of the sheer volume of investment in R&D in science and technology, China is going to be ahead of everybody else.
Got it.
I would endorse that.
Okay.
You know, it's absolutely bang on.
Okay. I think I have 1 more minute, the counter says, so I'm going to go for